So this is a Lunar Galaxy 2 CK. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll take you through these in person here on site. In the front locker you have your gas bottle, with, or a demonstration gas bottle just to show that everything's working on gas. We will remove this after the handover. You have open and close on top of your gas bottle when you have one connected, and we do recommend you have propane gas on board the van. You then have two gas bottle tie downs, which you can carry a maximum of two 6 kg gas bottles in. And then you have your gas regulator on the bulkhead of the caravan. You'll notice you can actually have two pipes connected, one on either side should you wish to, and you have a changeover valve here in the centre with this arrow that will point towards the bottle you want to use. You notice at the top here you have a indicator to let you know that the gas is coming through. It goes green, and when the gas is run out it will go red, or when the gas is turned off. You'll also find in the front locker your leg winder and your motor mover engagement bar. Coming down the side of the caravan, on either side of the front you'll find your two wind down legs, very simply there to allow the legs to be wound down to the ground and to put back up when you're not using the caravan. They are just there for stabilising, not lifting the caravan off the ground. You've then got your Truma heating and hot water flue. Truma heating and hot water flue is very much there to do the same job as what your flue does on the side of your house. No difference at all. You don't ever cover this up, you always leave it open as it is now. You've then got your water pump connection on the side of the van. The water pump connection is very simple to use. Blue trigger at the back, pull back to release it out the side of the van, and push it into the side of the van and release the trigger to lock it in place. You will need to make sure that the water pump is fully submerged in water prior to turning the pump on. You then have your battery box. So again, we put a battery on here just to demonstrate that everything is working as it should. And then you've got your mains power lead coming in from the power on site. Motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll demonstrate the motor mover to you while you're here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts so you can see they've been tightened correctly. Above that you've got two fridge vents. Two fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and take some cool air in. You then have your gas flue on the top right hand side here for when the fridge is running on gas. The fresh water that goes in the front of the caravan has to come out somewhere, and you'll see down the side of the van here you have your two grey waste pipes. So you open these flaps up, you've got your large diameter holes here on the outside where your waste pipes will go into, and they'll drop down inside your waste master. Coming towards the back of the van, you have your toilet flush tank, so you'll open this up and you need to put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap for the pink fluid prior to use. And this is only for your toilet system and not for any of the water systems on board the van. But like I said, you do need to make sure this is filled for the toilet to be able to flush. In the bottom, you have your toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees, so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette, you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. You'll need to put 1 litre of water in this cassette and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. Back of the van, again, you've got your two wind down legs to stabilise the caravan. And then coming down the front on the door side, you have a storage locker for the outside of the van. 3-pin sockets so you can have power out to your awning and your barbecue gas point. Going on to the inside of the caravan now. Above the door, as you walk in, you've got your main control panel, so you've got your main power switch just here to turn the power on. You've got your interior lights, your awning light for the outside, your battery level on the button just here, and your water pump on the bottom left hand side, which I'll come back to in a moment. The first thing you're going to need to do when you come into the caravan, after you turn your power on, is come underneath the seat on the front left hand side, and you'll need to make sure your yellow drain down valve is flat with the floor so you can fill the water system up. So as you can see, we've already got the valve flat with the floor, so we're going to start filling up the system now. To do this, we come over to every tap on board the caravan. Open them all up on the hot side of the water system, so all the taps completely open on the hot side. And with the aqua rail connected on the outside, you'll come over to your water pump, turn on the water pump, and that will allow the water system to start filling. Once the water system is completely full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously out on the caravan. Or water running continuously out of every tap on board the van, should I say. Once you do get to that stage, you can shut all of the taps back off and you can start thinking about warming the water on board the van. Just before I go through the Truma heating and hot water systems. I'm just going to show you where the fuses are for the caravan. So underneath the seat on the front right hand side, you will find this control panel. Under one side you'll have your 12 volt fuses when you're running the van on 12 volt and a list of what each one is for here. And on the opposite side you'll have your 240 trip switches. Now on this top left hand side of this switch you'll see a yellow button. When I hit this yellow button, the blue switch drops down. This is essentially a breaker switch which allows you to test whether you have power coming into the caravan or not. So, or your main trip switch for the van, should I say. So if this trips down when you hit the yellow button, it means you have power coming into the caravan. If it doesn't drop down, then it means you have no mains power coming into the van itself. You'll then see the other switches here at the end are all indicated of what they are for. At the top you have a master 12 volt shutdown, so you can isolate all of the 12 volt power on board the van. You then have your heating and your charger switch on the end here, so you need both of these on for the heating system and the charging system on board the caravan to work. So now we've got that all turned on underneath the seat, we're going to turn on the main control panel. So we're going to press the central button and it will take us into the options for the caravan heating and hot water wires. First symbol we see flashing here is your room temperature. So we're going to press the central button, then we're going to use the dial in the centre to select the room temperature all the way up to 30 degrees. When you've selected the temperature you want, you'll press the central button and it will select the amount of temperature you want. And if you want to turn it off, you can go to the off position and again re-press the centre button and it will set the temperature for you. When you've got the icons flashing, we can spin round to the water temperature symbol, hit the button again, and you've either got eco, hot or boost. So depending on what you want to do with the hot water system, you can select either one of these three options. If you're showering on board the caravan, you'll need to use the boost. If you just want the hot water hot, then you go to the hot, and if you want it on eco, so it just keeps warm while you're in the van, then you can set it to the eco option. You've then got the power source you want to use for the caravan. So you've got gas on its own, so it will self-ignite on gas should you select this. If it fails to ignite, it will come up on the screen informing you it's failed to ignite. Mix 1 is 1000 watts of electric and gas at the same time. Mix 2 is 2000 watts of electric and gas at the same time, so it's a combination boiler at that point. You then got electric 1 and electric 2, so 1000 watts of electric and 2000 watts of electric on its own. To select the power source, again you hit the central button. It will depend on what caravan site you're on to what you set this to. On the end here you have your fan speed for when you've got your blown air heating on. So you've got the off position, you spin the dial to the right and it will give the option for the vent. Press the central button and then you can control your fan speed, which will kick in the blown air cool fans if you haven't got the heating on, or if you've got the heating on, it will blow the warm air around the caravan. Down the bottom here you have got 3 advanced settings. For these we do advise you read the manual fully before trying to operate them. You can actually stop programs from working inside the control panel if you get this wrong, so we do advise, like I said, that you read the manuals fully before trying to operate. So that is your heating and hot water system. Microwave works very much like your household microwave. You've got an eco button on the end here to wake it back up when it's turned itself off. So as you can see, wake the microwave up by pressing the eco button. Please remember to remove the microwave plate before travelling. Is essentially what that sticker is telling you to do. Hob, grill and oven, again, all work very much like your household appliances. The only thing you need to remember is if you're off grid, then the 240 electric ring at the back will not operate the electric ring on top. You've then got your option to run the fridge. So you've got fridge on. Here on the left hand side you've got your 240 option, and you can control the temperature of the fridge by using the button on the right hand side. The more of these blocks you have lit up, the colder the fridge will be. You've then got the option to run gas, so you can select the gas option. If the fridge ignites on gas, then this blue light here will stay solid. If it fails to ignite on gas, it will actually flash the blue light here and the red warning triangle on the right hand side. If you want to reset the igniter, you can press and hold the reset button and it will try to reignite the fridge again on gas. Again, you can control the temperature on the button on the right hand side. You've then got your 12 volt mode. Now a lot of people think the 12 volt mode is from the battery on board the caravan. It is not. It's a 12 volt supply from the car you're towing with, and it will depend if you have the right connection on your car. If you don't have the right connection on your car, then it will not operate as a call box as you are travelling. If it is the right connection on your car and it does work, you can have the control panel turned off above the door. Turn the fridge on and go to your 12 volt mode, then essentially you'll get the beer and wine nice and cold as it turns the fridge into a cool box. Going into the bathroom now. Electric flush on the toilet, so you press the button here to flush the toilet. You've got a toilet full indicator light that illuminates the toilet waste, which illuminates when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, as you can see here. And below the toilet you have the waste flap, which you need to have open to allow the waste into the cassette, and closed when you're not using the cassette. The reason we say to have it closed is because it stops any smells coming up inside the van, and also it allows you to remove the toilet waste cassette from underneath the van, because if it's in the open position you will damage the toilet waste cassette if you manage to remove it. One last thing, just at the end of the video here I'm going to show you. With the control panel for the Truma heating and hot water, you do need to make sure this is fully turned off correctly before you turn off the main control panel above the door. So you'll press and hold the power button in the centre. It will come up with off on the screen. And then you need to wait for this to fully disappear before you turn the control panel off. So as you saw there, it disappeared quite quickly. It can take 5 to 10 minutes for this to clear. So please bear this in mind when you are packing up to go home from your holiday, that you need to give it time to fully shut down. Like I said, you never turn off the main control panel above the door until the screen is completely blank. To turn it back on, just press the central button and it will wake itself back up. So this is the Lunar Galaxy 2 CK. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye bye.